Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, March 1st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Before we get to the watch list, I first just want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering later on this week. So if you're liking what you see as I go through the video, you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for this free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, then there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you're liking what you see, then certainly get signed up for this free class. And then a couple quick clarification points before I get to the stocks. First off, the market is still open for a little bit, so you're not crazy. The candles here that you'll see, they are still moving, so you're not seeing anything. Don't need to go to the eye doctor. But I like to do these videos when the market's still open for a little bit of time, because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price action. But the market is close enough to being done for the day, where everything I talk about will still be relevant as we head into Tuesday. And then second, I will be using the 30-minute time frame. So for a beginner at all this, what that means is that each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So first one here, ticker symbol MULN, and what an absolutely monster day. Over 500 million shares traded. Granted, it is a sub $2 stock, but still, even with that and over 500 million shares traded, a good sign for potentially the small cap market that maybe volume and such is about to pour back in. But point here being is a lot of people are going to be watching this one, and very clearly a lot of upwards momentum has shown up here. What makes this interesting here is that there has been a bit of a pullback here. So from the point of, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I suffering from FOMO, fear of missing out? And am I going to be the sucker that buys the top? Well, you don't have to worry about that because those people were already buying up here. Now, it doesn't mean that it's still going to be a guaranteed trade. I'm just saying that at least that worry has been alleviated and it's not part of the equation because, again, you have gotten the pullback there. So in all actuality, moving forward, first key level resistance to watch closely, going to be that trend line right there, which sitting right up there around, let's call it the $1.95 mark. So $1.95 going to be that main area of resistance moving forward. And if you are somebody that likes to more so play pullbacks, then an interesting pullback location right down there around the $1.55 mark. But all in all, if you like this price range, then this one certainly needs to be on your watch list for Tuesday. Next one, IMPP. I've been tracking this one for basically since this thing came to life back around the 80-cent range. And once again, higher highs and higher lows. So from the trend building perspective, everything is perfectly fine. Going to go ahead and do some house clean and then make the first update. This is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. And so far, so good. Price made the move up here and then did come down. But as you see, didn't even violate, is staying above that area of support, which is a great sign from the big picture. Now, I will differentiate that there is a little bit of a it depends in the play. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 5 minutes, well then yeah, from that point of view, the chart's looking pretty bad. However, if you care about just the big picture point of view, then everything is still perfectly fine. Even with the bigger pullback here, as you've seen, the price is still put in higher bases. So you look at that as a base, and then a base, and then a base, and then a base, and then down here. And if you envision each one of those as stair steps, well, what do you have? Well, from the big picture, stair steps still very clearly progressing in the upwards direction. Again, I understand if you bought right there as a day trader, then yeah, you wouldn't call all of this bullish, but I am definitely making the bullish comments from somebody that cares about the general point of view. So all in all, the uptrend continues. Next one, AMC, and a very solid day here. Let me actually squeeze this down. So I mean, a bit more of those that have watched the past videos, but even if you haven't, I'll quickly update things. But I threw that trend line into play right there as the main resistance area, and you can see that this morning. Got the breakup through there. So in technical jargon, got the technical pattern breakout. And in fact, as I speak, check out this last 30 minute. Very nice last 30 minutes. And this is why I like to do these when the market's still open for a little bit of time, because we can see, just how things play out. But you can see the last 30 minutes really coming back to life again. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines out because that is the context right now. There is that trend line break. So moving forward, one of the newest areas of support to keep an eye on is now going to be right there at $18.25. And then as far as levels of resistance are concerned, so next potential breakout areas, that's where we have this area right up here. Let's see, what is that? $19.25. So $19.25, you can see back here, rejected the price down a couple of times. So keep a close eye on that. But all in all, anyway, look at it. Very nice overall day. Very nice final 30 minutes here taking shape. So let's see if this momentum can continue to build moving forward. Next one, NIO, very solid day. I'm going to go ahead and delete this green line out as it served its purpose for now, and good to see that the price was able to maintain above that level. But the next key dynamic here that I think most people are watching, and I say that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can certainly produce some very dynamic movements. And that's what we have up here in regards to that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, currently valid. Let's just call it 23.65. I think a lot of people will be watching that area just because it's a very well-known level. So while nothing is guaranteed, my core point here is if the price is able to push up to that level and then get up through it, it's completely valid, it's completely plausible to think that that break could generate just that much more upside buying pressure. So keep an eye on 23.65 as that main area of resistance. As far as supports are concerned, if there are any sort of pullbacks, then an interesting level could be down there right around the 21.50 mark. But all in all, good solid day, nice volume and momentum. So let's see if the price can continue to push upwards and potentially do battle with that 200 period moving average. Next one, AMD, and a pretty significant day, and even a late day, still significant because as you can see here, this red line, let me actually squeeze this down so you can see where it's coming from. But this has been a very stubborn area. You can see right there, rejected the price. They rejected the price. And then today, just a lot of clutter around that area. Broke up through it, came back below it, got up slightly above it. So it's still stuck within this general range of the area of resistance. So I'm not going to quite call this a full-blown breakout, but what, there's no doubt about it. It's off to a good start, but as you can see here, it's just kind of been pretty sloppy up and down all around that area. So 122, I'm still going to consider a level of resistance. Again, I realize that right now, technically speaking, the price is up above that level. So if you want to say, no, Clay, this is a breakout because the price is up above it, I'm not going to die in that hill. I would say, okay, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just still going to call this an area of resistance because, like I said, I just want to see a little bit more proof that it's actually been able to push through. So what is this area of proof? Well, let's see if it can get back up to these highs and then stay up around this 125 area. Not that it's got to explode up through it, but if it can get up to right around 125, stay up in that area, then at that point I'd say, okay, yeah, it's looking like 122 has officially been broken. So I'd keep an eye on that level. As far as levels of support, continue to watch that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, as I've mentioned previously. You can see back on Friday did a very good job of holding strong right there. So that'll be an important level. But overall, interesting day. And now it's just a question of can the price get some more separation away from 122? Let's see what happens. Next one, PLTR, and overall a good solid day, especially from a technical point of view. What makes me say that? Well, let me first just get rid of these green lines here, and this will mean a tad bit more to those that watched the video from last week. But if you did, I talked about this area of resistance at 1150, and the price broke up above it this morning. So at that point, as far as that rule is concerned, levels of resistance you want to see act as support. And I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The power of charts, and this is why I love them. But price broke out, came back down, and oh, surprise, surprise, look right where it found some support. Right at that green line area. So good to see that not only did this level hold as support, but late day you can see is now starting to push the price back upwards. So like I said, does that guarantee that this thing is going to continue to skyrocket? Of course not. But is it a good sign of health? Is it a good sign to see that the level of resistance was broken, back tested, and then held strong? Absolutely. So continue to watch 1150, and then that 50 period moving average right there, the purple line is going to be another key level of support. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, headed into Tuesday and beyond. Main level now going to be right up here at that 1205 area. This was a former area of resistance back here. And then, of course, that's right where the price kind of slowed down a little bit. But overall, like I said, good technical day. Broke out, back test, and now getting a bounce off that level. And you can see down here, that last 30 minutes of the day, good solid volume surge. So we'll see if it carries into the next few days. Next one, SOFI, and this is just, again, the power of charts, and once again, will mean more to those of you that have watched past videos, so this is one of your first videos. Well, hopefully you keep watching these, but for those of you that watch past ones, you should remember me talking about that resistance line right there, and just saying, keep an eye on it, keep an eye on it. If it breaks, then there could very well be a good solid move and a trade from there, and you can see that last week, the price did break that trend line and then has continued on up, including today where the price got another nice surge, came back down. But from a trend line break standpoint, things are going very well. If you look at where these lows have been, then very clearly, and if you envision those lows as stair steps, then these stair steps continue on in the upwards direction. So from that angle of things, like I said, the trend line break is still doing very well, but I'll go ahead and delete that out as it served its purpose. But yes, the key level here to watch, and maybe you know where I'm headed as far as resistance, because I've talked about this level before, is surprise, surprise, that pink line there, 200 period moving average, which you can see has already rejected the price once, and that's currently valued at 1175. So 1175 will be the main battleground to watch moving forward from a resistance standpoint. But all in all, no doubt about it, ever since that trend line break, things have been trending upwards nicely. So let's see if the trend can continue over the next couple days. Next one, FCEL, very, very solid mover today. Was very popular several months ago, but it seems to be coming back to life. And what I like about this one, just from a technical point of view, so let me be very clear, when I draw out this pattern, I'm not trying to imply this is a great skill on my part, not trying to imply this is a great discovery. I assure you a lot of people have drawn that pattern, which means, and I talked about this in an earlier chart, that when a lot of people are watching the same general thing, wondering the same general thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements. So the top of this pattern right up here at $6.15. And then next level of support right there. So let me actually change that to green to represent more so the bullish dynamic of things. And then maybe to make this all one color to make it a bit easier to see. We have our resistance. We have our support. We have the momentum move right there. Let's put the golf hole down here. So this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play sub $10 stocks, you like to play bull pennant patterns, well then look no further than this one, because a lot of people are certainly going to be keeping an eye on it, especially when you factor in, again, check out that last 30 minutes. Huge volume surge. Now I'm going to keep this very short and to the point here, and I put it right where I did because, again, PLUG, basically in the same sector, same type of stock as FCEL, and same exact situation here. Just the difference being a higher price range. So if you don't like to play the sub $10 stocks, maybe like to play stocks that are a little bit more, well, then here you go. So real quickly, I'm just going to go through it again. We have our resistance up there. We have our support right there. We have the momentum move. We have the golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. And the resistance up on this one up there around 25.75. So again, if you like those bull pennants, but you prefer to have a little bit higher of a price range, well, then here you go with PLUG. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line here. Drew that resistance in there on Friday, but you can see the price gapped up above that resistance level, and then up it went, and up it went is where the key level to keep an eye on for tomorrow comes into play. So let me just get rid of all these levels. And you know right where I'm headed with this, because this is the first, not the first time I've talked about this level, but once again, we have that famous pink line, 200 paired moving average, and check that out. I mean, huge move, huge move, huge move, and then all of a sudden it just decided to stop right there at that pink line. Our chart's perfect? No, nothing is perfect. Our chart's a very valuable tool, absolutely, and you can see that here. So in other words, everybody and their brother's uncle is going to be watching this area right here around, let's call it 875, that pink line right there as a resistance, and everybody's going to be wondering, is this going to be the start of a bigger breakout? Is there going to be more momentum to come? We'll have to see what happens, but that is certainly going to be, like I said, a very, very watched level over the next few days, so keep a close eye on it. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, keep a close eye on this level down here around 835 if there is any sort of pullbacks. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, you want to learn more about this tool of technical analysis, how it can and should be used to build consistency within your results, then definitely get signed up for the class. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, March 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully I'll see you there. So go get signed up. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format and if you want me to keep making more videos like this, then help me out with some basic communication. Hit that like button. Leave a simple comment below. Say hi. Leave an emoji. Tell me what you traded today. Tell me what you're watching tomorrow. But those two things, hitting the like button, leaving a simple comment, communicate to me that you enjoy these videos. And as long as I know people are enjoying, I will continue to take the time to put these videos together. So again, if you want to learn more about technical analysis, certainly get signed up for that free class. And hopefully I'll see you on later in the week.